Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All glories to Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Radha Madhava, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, by whose mercy we are able to understand the divine words of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, guys. So in this video we'll read verse numbers 18 and 19 of chapter 2. So let's start with verse number 18. So verse number 18 goes like this. Antavanta ime deha nitya shoktah sharirinaha anasino prameyasya tasmad yudhyashva bharata. We'll read again. Antavanta ime deha nityashyoktah sharirinaha anasino prameyasya tasmad yudhyashva bharata. Antavantah, perishable, ime, all this, deha, material bodies, nityashya, eternal in existence, uktaha, are said, sharirinaha, of the embodied soul, anashinaha, never to be destroyed, aprameyasya, immeasurable, tasmat, therefore, yudhyashva, fight, Bharata, O descendant of Bharata. So Bhagavan continues to say to Arjuna that, my dear Arjuna, the material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharata. So, purport given by His grace, the material body is perishable by nature, right? It may perish immediately, or it may do so after 100 years, right? It is a question of time only. There is no chance of maintaining it indefinitely. But the spirit soul is so minute that it cannot even be seen by an enemy, right? To say nothing of being killed. As mentioned in the previous verse, it is so small that no one can have any idea how to measure its dimension, right? So from both viewpoints, there is no cause of lamentation, because the living entity as he is cannot be killed, nor can the material body be saved for any length of time or permanently protected, right? So the soul, the living entity, cannot be killed because it is very minute, right? And the second viewpoint is that the material body, eventually it is going to come to an end, right? Eventually it is going to come to an end. The life process that is happening currently, it is going to come to an end, right? And the soul is so minute, right, that it cannot be killed, right? Keeping these two viewpoints in mind, there is no cause of lamentation for Arjuna. That Bhagavan is saying to Arjuna, the minute particle of the whole spirit acquires this material body according to his work, right? And therefore, observance of religious principles should be utilized. In the Vedanta Sutras, the living entity is qualified as light because he is part and parcel of the supreme light. As sunlight maintains the entire universe, so the light of the soul maintains this material body, right? As soon as the spirit soul is out of this material body, the body begins to decompose. Therefore, it is the spirit soul which maintains this body. The body itself is unimportant. Arjuna was advised to fight and not sacrifice the cause of religion for material bodily considerations, right? So guys, now we'll move to verse number 19. So verse number 19 goes like this. Ya enam vetti hantaram, ya enam vetti hantaram, yashainam manyate hatam, ubhau to na vijanito, nayam hanti na hanyate. Yeah. Yah, anyone who, enam, this vetti, knows, hantaram, the killer, yah, anyone who, cha, also, enam, this, manyate, thinks, hatam, killed, ubhau, both, tau, they, na, never, vijanitah, are in knowledge. Knowledge, na, never, I am this, hanti, kills, na, nor, hanyate, is killed, right? So Bhagavan says in this verse to Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, Neither he who thinks the living entity the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge, right? Neither the person who thinks that the living entity or the soul can kill, nor the person who thinks that the living entity or the soul can be killed. Both of them are not in knowledge. Why they are not in knowledge? Because the living entity, the soul or the self, slays not nor is slain. Neither it kills nor it is killed, right? It is immortal. So purport given by His grace. When an embodied living entity is hurt by fatal weapons, it is to be known that the living entity within the body is not killed, right? The spirit soul is so small that it is impossible to kill him by any material weapon, as will be evident from subsequent verses. Nor is the living entity killable because of his spiritual constitution, right? What is killed or is supposed to be killed is the body only, right? This, however, does not at all encourage killing of the body, right? The Vedic injunction is Ma himshyat sarva bhutani, right? Never commit violence to anyone, nor does understanding that the living entity is not killed encourage animal slaughter, right? Nor does understanding that the living entity is not killed encourage animal slaughter, right? Killing the body of anyone without authority is abominable and is punishable by the law of the state as well as by the law of the Lord. Arjuna, however, is being engaged in killing for the principle of religion and not whimsically, right? Right. For example, a citizen of India who is a soldier, right? If he kills anyone on the border while protecting his country, defending his country, then in that case he is authorized by the government of India to do so, to do the killing, right? But any citizen within the country, if he whimsically goes on killing anyone, then he is punishable by the law, right? He will be put behind jail and will be sentenced accordingly. So that is the difference. Arjuna, so we'll focus on this sentence again. Arjuna, however, is being engaged in killing for the principle of religion and not whimsically. Right? So okay guys, in the next video we'll continue from verse number 20. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.